Good morning everyone, it's Rachel here and we are doing Roxy's weekly challenge. Don't say the wrong thing. I promised a few weeks ago that, oh there's my coffee, I'll have a sip of that. That I would do some mark making. I'm going to use especially the ohuhus, which are the alcohol markers, so these. And I've got a little mat. These are leftover Lulu ones because she got new ones. So they give you this little mat in the big container, and that's just so they'll seep through. Now, what I have here is this. It's just an early 1900s book, and I'm just going to go through, not rip out the pages. I got the hiccups from the coffee. I'm going to go through and just not rip out. I'm just going to work on the pages. And, oh, well, that one came off. There we go. Get rid of that one. I didn't want the pages to come off. Oh, I'll keep that one because that's a plain page. Let's just take out the first few. That's another plain page. I'm going to take those off. Excuse me. I'm just going to keep them here, and then you just can't go and get them when you need them. So another fun thing I wanted to show you, because often with the mark making, I sit here and I think, oh, what kind of marks do I want to do? So I do have favorite marks. So these ones have the chunky bit and then the thin one. So with the thin one thing I like to do is a grid. So you probably can't tell, but one thing my aunt taught me, she's my dad's sister and she's a really amazing artist. Put your pinky down, and like even when you're in an awkward position, if you rest on your pinky you can do stuff, and you just drag down and try not to lift what your paintbrush or your that's what we don't want to do, but I had to. Try not to lift it off, just drag it down without lifting your hand. I probably should have my lines a bit closer to get the really nice grid. And just drag it down. What paintbrush, pencil, marker, whatever you're using. Now that's really annoying me, that bit there, so I'm just going to turn it around and go like this. And it's like stitching. You won't like it when you first start, but then when you go in the other direction, you might like it more. Now you could do wider apart ones and then do a different color in between two, could be fun. And then I'm just going to go along here. And actually I probably like my grid to be a bit finer. So I could come back afterwards. Now it does take a bit of time, like doesn't take a few seconds, it takes a few minutes to get it done. It's pretty methodical. It's something that you can do in front of the TV. I might come back, going crooked. Put the book in a position that you feel comfortable. And then you just rip off little bits and use it. So what we'll do next week, I'm just going to come back and put more lines in where I went too wide. What we'll do next week is we'll just come back and use some of the things that we created today. It's like bringing out your inner child. And when we did this, we did it with paint in Australia, the Mark Making Art Journal. It was really a lot of fun, wasn't it, ladies? It was like we were all children again, putting marks on paper without overthinking it. I think, in the beginning there was a little bit of overthinking, but once you sort of let go and just went with the flow, it was better. But we didn't do it in a book like this. Obviously I couldn't bring another book out, so I've just made them a bit finer, and I'm just going to come down here, and it doesn't matter if they overlap. I just want to make these not quite so wide. See, I like it much finer grid. Yeah, I'm liking the look of that now. So just doing them a little bit closer. There we go. So our friend Mo is coming to, and that's one done. And I can now have that in my repertoire, and I might do multiple pages of that in different colors. Then we go to the next page, and it didn't even seep through. This is quite thick paper. I really like this one, actually. This is going to be a glue book, but I actually really like the paper, even though it's 1900s. Another one, I like to take the chunky end and just do a whole page like this. And you're just going to pick up your colors and do multiples of the same pattern, because we don't always want to use the blue. We might want to use a more coffee color, or a sort of pale beige, or a crew color, or we might want to use a blue, navy blue, or peacock blue, or whatever. Now, I did see this on a lady's channel. I can't remember her name. And I can't remember the channel, but she does it with painting, the mark making with painting, and she has a big book that she just does pages and leaves them in there and just takes bits out when she wants it, which I thought was a really cool idea. So not my idea, unfortunately. I can't remember the lady's name, but if I come across it, I will let you know, but if I don't, I won't. Did I say our friend Mo's coming down from Modena today? Having a little bit of a beach session with Steph. Lulu fancied going, so I think we might go this afternoon. I never go to the beach. I love that. Let's just get another colour. See, that went through a little bit, but yeah, that's what this is for. I'll go and get some vitamin D, I think. And let's see how pale this colour is. Yeah, I might try and go. I'm going to do it this way. See, instead of doing it that way with the flat, I'm going to do it with this. Oh, it's not quite, I like it. Oh, I've got to hold it in a different way. So just test it, and I might like them to be shorter dashes and a bit closer together. Yeah, I'm going to go and get some vitamin D. And then, oh, I like that marking. So just test it out. Won't get all the same marking all the time. So first I'm just sort of experimenting a bit with the tips of the marker, and then we can do some sort of patterns. So these are like cheaper versions of the Copics that are very popular, but they're very expensive, especially here in Italy. See, I like that. And you can do the same marks with your paintbrush. And I also will do painting sort of ones in here, but I don't know if I'll do them today. I'm exploring the markers today. I really like it when it's a bit thicker, so I'm just going to hold it slightly on its side. I don't know about you guys, but I love the smell of these. Not that I sniff them or anything, I'm not addicted, but I do like the smell of them. They probably give you a headache. So just being messy, because then when you rip off a little bit, it's really cool to use. Okay, that's enough of that colour. Let's explore the colours. Oh, what about fluoro pink? So I think, so you could just like have sessions with colours and do all the different marks with that colour. Just let me have a sip of coffee. Now, what will we do with this one? I think I would like, well, let's do thick horizontal lines. Number 1. You just might use a little piece of this, just peekabooing out from behind something. Well, that's fairly quick to do, isn't it? Oh, Posca pens are good for this as well. Oh. Now, I wanted to do, I think it's going to take me a very long time to do that, but I wanted to do dots. I'll start the page, I'll come back, and I think I prefer to go down like this. If you go too far apart, just obviously this is going to take a while. If I get bored of it, I do half the page in one and then half the page in another. Trying to find where I feel most comfortable doing it. So you can see how you can sit and do that in front of the TV. Don't worry, I'm not going to do the whole page, just a nice amount. Because my arm's also getting quite tired. Even though it's sort of resting on the book, it's feeling a bit achy from doing this. So I'll finish that off another time, but there's another idea. I think we'll change colour now. What about, oh, let's use, if I can pull it out. I've just got a you know, like a pen holder here, and it's got all the colours in it. Just skip that page so I'll come back to that one. So what about if we can also do these sorts of designs? Oh, I like this. This is pale, like I do with the painting. Now I'm trying to just do them in a little bit in a hurry, just for the purpose of not being too repetitive with you guys. But I mean, it's quite nice to do this and just take your time and enjoy the process. So changing directions and just making them sort of fit to create an all over. Sorry if you can't see, you'll be able to see in a minute. An all over pattern. See, very simple, leafy sort of pattern. Again, I won't fill up the whole page because it does take a bit of time, but I just wanted to show you the different ideas. The nice thing about the alcohol markers is even though you might rub over it a few times, see I'm going over that a few times, it sort of dries nice and smooth. So that's the idea. I love that color. Let's do something else. I think I want a grid with this color. Excuse me while I do another grid. I had one in, I think I'd done it in a slightly darker color. I think I used it all. So just bear with me while we do it again. I think I'll go a bit slower this time and try and get my lines closer together. So if you drag your hand down in sort of a straight-ish line and don't lift the pen, seems to go better. So you're really creating collaging papers, or what the fashion is now to say collage fodder. Got my pinky resting there. I'm going a bit wide there. So you do have to deal with that, the spine here. So just turning it around because I feel more comfortable like this now. I did bring over, pull out some fluoro-ish paints. We might use those. So yeah, when you have a no mojo moment, this is a good thing to just sort of sit down and do. And your favorite colors. Might send you all to sleep doing this. I think it's picking up the colour from there because look, there's different colour there. Okay, that's that one. I'll take out the ripped page. Now, what I wanted to do was just show you an idea. It's not my idea, I think someone else's idea, but let me just finish my copy. Not like I don't know who, but it's just, I've got to take that out. So I took this to Australia and we did the course, and this, I used to make these sorts of things, and there's my buttons, but this is my little mark making library book. Things I've done some doodling. Oh, they were to do foam stamps, but sometimes I don't remember what kind of, you know, you sort of sit down to do your mark making and you think, oh, what will I do? So I put it all in colours of all the different papers that I've done mark making with. There's one with the pen. Actually, I like that colour. I need to do more of that. That's with the pen. These are with paints. That's pen. But just all different ideas. There's some with some sort of, I think I did that with some stamps. That's with the pen. I like that. We should do that. Dashes. And I did that, put them in together. That's all paint with colour, in colours. That's a pen, I think. There, that's a pen. That's a pen. Let's do that. Let's remember that. You see, this is a good idea, and then you just say, oh, I like those. Let's do that. So I'm going to grab a really pale one again. Maybe a pale, I don't know how pale that they are. They look paler than what they actually are. And I'm going to do, let's do, oh, I like that colour. Actually, what I might do is streamline the process. Go like that. Leaving a bit of space. Really like this colour. And I'm going to come back and do it this way. Create my little cross. I probably could have done my vertical dashes longer. And when you like something, just cut it out or rip and put it in your idea book, your sort of library, your mark making library, and that way you won't forget, oh yes, that's something that I like. Okay, and then stay in the same colour and do I had forgotten about those, you see. And I have them in my book and now I remember. You can go quite fast with these. I like them messy. So it's very repetitive. And one of my favourite colours to use is obviously dark blue, like a navy blue or a dark French sort of blue. Grey blue, Payne's grey, which is a bluey grey. They're some of my favourites. Okay, well that didn't take too long. That's that. Let's change colour just so it's a bit more exciting if we change the colours. And what will we use? Grey. Let's see what happens with this one. Maybe I want to do the circles. Well, that's already, I think Lulu used that one a lot. That's running out. Let's see this end. It's sort of running out, that one. Must be one that she used a lot. Well, I will come down here and grab this colour. See how we go with that. I wanted to use this end. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a nice colour. Oh, very nice. So I'm using the fat end to do my circles. I don't want them to be in rows. Loving this colour. I'll have to do more with it. Oh, isn't that lovely? And then of course it dries a bit lighter because when you first put it on it's wet. Oh, I love that. Let's just go back to the book, see what else. I've done, that's with pen. That's with Posca. Posca is more painterly. Oh, what about a leafy design? That's with the pens. That's on a piece of tracing. No, that, or is that, might be, what's it called? Newsprint paper. Anyway, I'm going to grab this end and so it's very pale. But it's okay, it's going in the background. So these are very random sort of oval sort of shapes, and then just keep going over them and creating the veins. Very messy and very pale. And when I think these came about because I didn't like the shape, so I just kept adding more without lifting my pen. We'll do it again in a more evident sort of, see, I find that side a bit flat, so I come back and put another one. I feel like, and the more I go over them, the more I like them. And you can do it on a smaller scale. I'm just letting my pen just go a little bit bonkers. My marker, I should say. Probably have one out here. Okay, so let's do that pattern again. Oops, I love that color. Let's do it again in maybe a green. I might choose this green. I don't know what color it is, but anyway, we'll just choose this green and do it again so you can see that. Maybe we'll try and do it smaller. Oh, this is a good color. Not looking much smaller, a bit smaller. Maybe I can't do smaller. sometimes you just have to improvise, but it's good in the green. I have a big long one and I need to fill that gap. So yeah, I have to really force myself to go smaller with these types of leaves. Just messy scribble. And keep turning your book around so you get them all in different directions. You can see how messy it is. Now I've got issues here, so I might just have to have one coming out there. Okay. So the possibilities are endless. That's with the pen on tracing paper. That's also very nice. I'm just looking for pen markings here. I've got pinks. That one there. That's pen there. And also, like, I'll even put the same design in again. That's all painted. If I like the particular colour. That's pen on tracing paper. Little loopy ones, I like those. I won't do the whole page, they take a while, but you just quickly do this sort of thing. We'll just do a few rows. Sometimes they stick there together and sometimes they're not. I try to go, like, do them as quickly and as messily as possible because I don't want them to be perfect. Because it's just something that's going to go in the background. And then I could do some bigger ones down here. Do half the page like that and do the big ones. And I want them messy. It's just the tip of the iceberg. And then we might do little ones. Oh, like that even. These are going to be fun to use. And as I get tired of them, they get bigger. There we go. So let's just see if there's anything else. So you can also do, I've done circles, stripes, I like these colors. Love that. And then you can do scribble, like writing scribble. I did that with a Posca though. I'll just bring it over a bit. I think they're with paint. Now I've got lots of pages in here left. And then they're my under sheets when we're doing painting, and there's those sorts of sampler sort of ones, and they're the under sheets. So one last thing I wanted to do is I did bring in, as I said, I've got some water here, and I've got my paper palette. Put this on this side, and I've got some sort of brighter, they're just Liquitex basic acrylics, and I thought I might just do some swooshing here, and we'll use that next week. And I'm just going to get a big brush. I want it to be a bit watered down. A bit more. I might have to rip these out so that they can dry. I'll rip those ones out. Let's just rip a few out. Okay. So when I've done this before, but I've left them in there, but that's because I was able to sit and let them dry. But now, maybe a bit thicker, because I'm doing it with you guys. Just don't even take your brush off, just swoosh it around and put swirls on the page, and then it will, you can use it. And then to finish off this colour, I like to finish off most of the time I try to fit, didn't some places there, but I mostly try to finish off my, well, you know, the colour that I've got on my palette, so I don't like wasting it. So I'm just going to do some mark making here. So you would think you would do this with a round brush, but I quite like the effect of the rectangle big brush. Have a bit of water there. Now we've done this sort of mark making before, it's nothing new, but I have an idea that I've seen for the swooshed bits, so we'll do that next week. And I like that you get different intensities of the colour. I should have an under paper here, because what I would do is just clean off my brush, which I might do. We'll quickly do one other colour. I might clean it off on there, you see. So it's a good idea to clean off your brush on the paper, because you use up the colour. And then you sort of dirty your paint water a little bit less. I want to do a different colour. What colour? Oh, blue. Let's do blue. I'm going with the bright colours today. I don't even mind if there's a bit of the pinky red still in there, because you'll just get a different blue. Like you'll get a, actually I quite like that. I'm going to mix it in. Get a bit of red in there. Whoops. Good one. get you in there. Okay. You'll be thinking, what on earth are you going to do with that mess? I will. You'll see. It may not work. We'll try. Just going to grab some more paper. Anything goes. Some when you go to use it, you'll like using, and some you won't. You just got to try it all out. So sort of, I want to say neutral. It's not neutral, but it's kind of like a neutral sort of pattern, if you know what I mean. Like it's a background sort of thing. Now, let's try. I like them closer together. I'd have to just keep doing it like that, jump one forward and one back. Or go like that. Okay. Now I'm only using little bits of these when I do my collage, so they don't need to be, you don't need to, like, you might not like the overall thing, but a little piece of it is really cool. Keep going back because I keep leaving wider gaps and I don't want wider gaps. What time is it, Lily? 12. 12, okay. I have to prepare lunch soon. And you can even do your brush a little bit on the side and get a bit of a thicker line.
Just let me check, it might be a bit after 12. Yeah, 12:15.
Okay, I'll stop in a sec. Lily's got to go to driving school by 2, so we're going to have lunch at 1. So not lifting my brush off as quite as high, and now here I'll just go like this. Okay, I like that. I will be putting a piece of that in my little book. We don't have much paint left here, so let's see. I did like those marks. I like them when you dash it more, not pull longer lines like I did in the first 2 there. So I'm barely lifting my brush off. A bit more paint. So this is quite pale. I highly recommend making a book like that with examples of things that you've done. So you feel like you can use them, number one, because you've already got stuck in a book so you can remember. But some of them you won't be able to recreate because, like the under papers, they're sort of very random. But just gives ideas. There might be something on something. There we go. So that one's done. So that is my video for today. Oops, we've done some mark making. I didn't swoosh my thing, but I didn't have much paint in there anyway. For today. Next week we're going to make some things, I think, with the mark making. So that way we get to see how to use it. So go ahead and have fun with it. Embrace your inner child and enjoy. And have a wonderful weekend. And thank you so much for watching. And I will see you again soon. Bye.